Yeah, hi guys, welcome back to Bakkappa N, the Tech Automation Laboratory. So in this session, I'll talk about how to design and develop Selenium C Automation Framework. So let us jump to our high-level agenda. So for this developing Selenium C Automation Framework, so I have used Visual Studio, Selenium C .NET, NUnit Framework, and Extend Report. So I'll talk about how to use the configuration and test data, then page object model design pattern. So I have already discussed this concept in the previous tutorials. If you go to the YouTube channel, so you can just search Selenium by Bakkappa N. Then you can click on this playlist tab. If you go down, you can click on Selenium with C#.NET series by Bakkappa N. So if you go to the video number 13 and 14, so I have already discussed about how to generate extent report, and also I have discussed how to implement page object model concept with Selenium C Sharp. So next topic is like already we have discussed what is extent report, how to integrate with Selenium C Sharp also. So we will talk about how exactly we are executing our scripts based on the environment. Then how exactly you can group your test cases. Say for example, one test case belongs to the different environments. Say for example, it is belonging to the regression testing, it is belonging to the UAT testing, model 1, model 2, like that. So in that particular groups, you can just say this particular test case belongs to the so and so group. So we'll talk about how to debug and execute your test cases, and also we can review our results in a extend report. Next, I will talk about how to execute 5 test scripts out of 100 test scripts. Then I'll talk about how to do parallel testing with extend report. So then I'll talk about extend report, how exactly you are writing logs and how to attach a screenshot in case of failures. Finally, I'll talk about how to perform data-driven testing. So first I'll talk about what is this configuration in my test automation framework I'm having and the test data. So let us jump to the our simple structure of the folder. See guys, I'm having one single solution. Under that I have created 3 projects. That is, the first one is a test automation.data. Second project I'm having test automation.page objects. Then third project I'm having test automation.test scripts. So first I'll talk about what is this configuration and the test data I'm having. So if you go to the input and output folder here, so here I have created one data files. So these are just copy of the above 2 files. So just I have taken the backup. So if you go to the configurations Excel file, so in this Excel file what I have done is, so I have named this particular tab with the configuration. Then these are the parameters I'm reading it in the scripts. So here I have specified which environment, and if it is a local or a grid environment, then here I'm specifying the in which browser you wanted to execute your scripts. Then if you are executing your scripts in a grid, you can specify the URL of the grid in the this particular column. So this is a simple 5 lines of column I'm having in the configuration test data file. So this is all about the configuration level. So that is the application level. So that's all about the configuration. So if I move on to the test data file, so you can add n number of models like this. You can create it and you can specify the name of the model. In my case, just I have added the one single model, model 1 and test data. So this is the column I'm having. So whenever I'm reading the data of the any of the columns data, so simply I'm specifying this as a key. By using this key, I'll be reading the respective value. So if you look at the column number 1, that is run, so based on this flag, my test cases will be getting executed. So this is all about the configuration and the test data I'm having. So let us move on to the, so we have already discussed what is page object model concept and extend report. So let us move on to the environment based execution. See guys, in the, so as I have already told, so just I have opened this particular solution in the user studio. Then here I can see all these three projects in the under the same solution. So if I go to the test scripts, so I'll just open the app.config file. See guys, so here I'm specifying the, if it is a QA underscore environment, so it will pick this particular URL. If it is a prod environment, it will pick the respective environment. So in the config file, what I have specified again, where exactly my test data file path exists, that means the configuration in the test data file, what we have discussed just now, and the test results, where exactly I wanted to store. And next I have provided one more path of the screenshot, where I need to keep my screenshot, so that I can take that particular screenshot, I can attach to the extend report. So that's all guys. If you want to change the environment, you need to change in the config file also. So here you need to specify in the configuration. So I have already opened it. So let me open the configurations Excel file. So you can, here in this particular column, that is application environment, you can specify whatever the environment, and the URL you can specify in the this app.config file. So that's all about the environment. So this is how exactly you can set your environment. Environment, whatever the, you can specify the environment name and followed by the URL, so that your scripts will get executed in that particular environment. So that's all guys. So you can group your test cases based on the model, or the based on the, like you can say this particular test case belongs to the regression part, and you can, in the same way you can say this test case also belongs to the model 1 as well. So how exactly I have done this particular thing in my framework is, simply I'll open the model 1 test case. So this is the first test case I am having. So if you look at the line number 18, I have specified the category attribute. So I have said this test 1 belongs to the model 1 also, and the regression model also. So this is how we can assign the one test case to the multiple models. So you can, same way you can specify one more environment like dev environment. Whenever you wanted to execute the test cases which belong to the dev, all the test cases will be listed out in the left side of the pane. So if you look at here, the left side, so I have 4 tests belongs to the model 1. So if you look at the model 1 test cases number, the count we are having is 4. So this is how you can group your test cases, and in the same way you can get all the test cases in the left side. So this is how you can group your test cases. So let us talk about the execution now. So let us go to our test data file. So simply I'll close this configuration. So this is my test data file we are having. So currently we are having in the first column, that is run column, we are having 4 test cases as a white flag. That means 4 test cases will be getting executed now. So let us go to the Visual Studio. Simply I will close this Excel file. So these are search keywords I have specified. So simply I will just explain you the scenario also. So what I'll do is simply I'll open the Chrome browser. Then I'll enter the youtube.com. Then here I'll search for Selenium by Bakkappa N. Then simply I'll click on this particular channel name. Then I'll validate the title of this web page. So that's all, guys. So this is a one single scenario I'm having. Simply I have passed the different sets of test data simply. So I have specified next for the next test case I have specified Selenium C by Bakkappa N, APM by Bakkappa N, Cucumber BDD by Bakkappa N. So that's all, guys. So simply I'll close this Excel file. I'll go to the Visual Studio. First I'll say clean solution. Then I'll say rebuild solution. So 4 test case belongs to the model 1 we are having. So under model 1 you can see the all 4 test cases. So in my case I'm going to execute model 1 test cases. Just I'll right click on the model 1 and I'll say run selected tests. So one by one all the test cases will be getting executed. The first search is for Selenium by Bakkappa N. Simply it is validating the title of the web page. Then it will start the second test cases. See, guys, we are having 4 test cases. I have intentionally failed for one test case, that is a test 2. So we are having test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4. So for test 2 I have failed it intentionally. So 3 test cases should be passed and 1 test should be failed. So if you look at the result, still it is getting executed. So first it has executed test 1 and then test 2. Now the test 3 is getting executed. Now it is searching for APM by Bakkappa N. See, guys, test 4 execution started now. The scenario is same, only the search keyword I have specified differently. So now it is searching for Cucumber BTD by Bakkappa N. So this is the last test getting executed. So that's all, guys. If you look at the results, model 1, test 1, test 3 and test 4 got passed and the test 2 is failed because I have failed it intentionally. And if you look at the summary also, 3 tests are passed and 1 test is failed. So let us go to the results, that is extent report results. So that is the input output folder. So I have specified the path of test results. So if you look at the time 11:38, so recently it has updated the results. Let us open this file. See, guys, so this is the first test case. So if you come here, it is saying test 1 passed, and if you look at the screenshot of it, so it has searched for Selenium by Bakkappa N. So let us move on to the second test case. If you come down, so this is a failed test case. I have failed it intentionally. So if you look at the screenshot, so it has searched for Selenium C by Bakkappa N. Then the third test I'm having, test 3 is passed, and if you click on the screenshot, it has searched for the keeping by Bakkappa N. Then the fourth test we are having, test 4 is passed, and if you look at the screenshot, it is searching with the Cucumber BTT by Bakkappa N. So this is how exactly you can execute your scripts in Visual Studio, that is in Selenium C Automation Framework. So next point I am having is how to debug your test case. So let us talk about debugging. Say for example, I wanted to debug the test 1. So simply I'll right click on the test 1, then I'll say open test. So directly it will navigate to the respective test where you have created that particular test. Say for example, if I wanted to go to the test 4, just I'll right click on that and I'll say open test. See guys, here it is navigated to the test number 4. So in my case, I'm debugging test 1, then I'll say open test. So here I'm keeping the breakpoint in line number 28, line number 31, line number 34. So this is how you can set the debug point. If you are debugging any of the test, then you can right click on the test 1 and you can say debug selected test. See guys, it has launched the web browser, then it has entered the URL. So if you look at here, it has stopped in the line number 28. So if you look at it in these icons, so down this says a step into, and next icon it says a step over. So in my case, I'll say I don't want to go inside this particular step, that particular method. So I'll say step over. So if you go to this particular web page, so it has to perform the search activity. So let me proceed for the next step. See guys, so it is searching for that particular keyword and it is navigating to the result page. Now I am writing the log as YouTube result page is displayed, and if you go here, YouTube results page is displayed. So in the same way, I'll say just step over. Simply it will click on the channel name. So just I'll say step over. So it is clicking on the channel name, then it is navigating to the detail page. Then simply I'm saying continue. So this is how exactly you can debug your Selenium C# NUnit test cases. So that's all guys. So simply I'll remove the debug points. So this is how you can debug your test cases in a Visual Studio. Let us move on to the next topic. So execute 5 test cases out of the 100 test scripts. So you can go to the simply sorry guys. So just I'm going to the test data file now. So this is my test data file. So beauty of this Excel file, right? So how beauty of this Selenium C Automation Framework is, so I have said 4 test cases to run here. So now 4 test cases are getting executed. So what I will do is I'll say just run 2 test cases. So just I'll remove the Y flag for another 2 test cases. Just a second guys, So my Excel is quite slow. Okay guys, so here I'm saying N, that means I don't want to execute the test 3 and test 4. Simply I'll say save and close it. See guys, previously we had displayed 4 test cases because we had made 4 Y flags. That means the 4 test cases I wanted to execute. So beauty of this Selenium C Automation Framework is, if I say clean and rebuild, only 2 test cases should be appeared because I wanted to execute only 2 test cases. So here I'm saying clean and then rebuild solution. See guys, if you look at the model 1, I'm able to see only 2 test cases. So you can simply right click on the model, whichever the model you wanted to execute, then you say run selected test. Now the test 1 is getting executed. In the same way, test 2 execution will start. So anyway, in the validation part, I have specified something expected and the actual result is different. So test 2 will fail. So it is searching for Selenium C by Bakkappa N. Then simply it is closing the browser, then it will fail. So say in the same way you can check out the result also. Test 1 is passed, and if you look at test 1 is passed, test 2 is failed. So you can see the assertion exception. That means the expected result and the actual results are not matching. So that's how you can execute the failed test cases. So let us move on to the how to execute test cases parallelly, and in the same way we can discuss about the extend report. So here I'm simply going to the test script project, and inside the properties I'm having assembly info.cs. Simply I'm opening that, and here I'm saying level of parallelism is 1 default. So here I'm specifying it as a 2. That means at a time my 2 test cases will be getting executed. So before that I'll make a Y flag for the another 2 test cases also. Now we are having Y flag for the only 2 test cases. So if I close this Excel and if I say clean solution and rebuild solution, so I should be getting 4 test cases here. So here I specified 2, that means 2 test cases will be getting executed at the same time. So here I'm executing the model 1 again. You can say run selected tests. So parallel it will launch 2 browser at a time and 2 test cases will be getting executed at the same time. So after completing execution of these 2 test cases, another 2 browsers will open and another 2 test cases execution will start. See guys, we have executed first test case and the second test case. So default our second test will get fail. So now the third test case and the fourth test case is getting executed. See guys, if you look at the result, so our three test cases got passed, that is test 1, test 3, test 4. Test 2 default it will fail because we have mentioned actual result and the expected result is not matching. So let us go to the report, that is our extend report. So inside the test results, if you look at the report here, it is updated 11:50. So test 2 is displayed first. So if you look at the logs here, report failure is true. Here condition is exactly the not matching, that means the condition is false here. So that's the reason expected result is true but it was false. So it is because in this it has taken the screenshot also. In this page I'm just validating the title of the web page. So here it is saying it is not matching the title of the web page and the expected result. So if I go to the test one, right, so if I see the screenshot, it is searching Selenium by Bakkappa N. So that is a test one. If I go to the our Excel file, that means the test data file. So test one is I'm searching for the Selenium by Bakkappa N. So this is the test one. I'm searching for Selenium by Bakkappa N. Then test 3 we are having. If I click on this, for test 3 I'm searching for APM by Bakkappa N. For test 3 I'm searching for APM by Bakkappa N. The next test I'm having is test 4. So here I'm searching Cucumber BDD by Bakkappa N. If you look at the test data, fourth test I'm searching Cucumber BDD by Bakkappa N. See guys, in this extend report you can see the number of test cases are there and how many are passed and how many are failed here. And also you can see the time, at what time it is started and what is the end time for this execution. And in the same way you can see the number of steps got executed. So all the logs you can see is I have written logs after displaying one of the pages. So simply I said YouTube search page is displayed, YouTube result page is displayed, YouTube channel detail page is displayed, like that. Then in one of the logs I have created, just I have displayed the name of the title in that particular page. Then finally we have verified the title of the web page. So this is how you can execute your test case parallelly. So you can execute at a time 15 to 20 browser also, it will work fine because I have already tried and I'm already using this framework. So you can execute at a time 15 to 20 browser also. That means 15 to 20 test cases you can execute at the same time. So this is all about the parallel testing and the extend report. So we have discussed the screenshot and failure handling also. So finally we are having data driven testing. See guys, what I will do is, so for test 1 I'll simply pass the different sets of test data. So for that what I'll do, I'll go to my test data file. So this is my test data file. So this is my test 1. So this is the one sets of test data. Here we are having, so here I'm referring the category column. For test 1 we are having one sets of test data. So other we are having test 2, test 3, test 4. So instead of this one I'll say only test 1. So my only test case 1, that is a test 1, will get executed. So this test 1 will get executed with the different sets of test data. First it will execute with the Selenium by Bakkappa N, then it will execute Selenium C by Bakkappa N. Third time it will execute EPIM by Bakkappa N. Fourth time it will pass the data as Cucumber BTD by Bakkappa N. Because if you look at the column B, I have specified category value as a test 1. So this test 1 I'm mapping in my test case, that is this is where I'm getting the test data. So here I'm just getting the test. We are having a model 1 data service. From there I'm getting the test data for only test 1 if I'm having a category as a test 1. So that's all guys. If I just say save and close this Excel, let me do rebuild the solution. See guys, if you look at in the module, right, so we are having only one test case because we are having multiple sets of rows, but we are having only one test case. I'm passing the 4 sets of test data. So just I'll right click on the module 1 and I'll say run selected test. So just I'll stop it guys. I don't want to execute parallelly. So simply I'll go to the assembly info.cs and I'll say here 1. So that's it. Now I'll say run selected test because I wanted to see one by one the data which we are passing through our Excel file. So first time it has to execute with the one set of test data, then it has to pick the next set of test data. So that I wanted to show it for you guys. So first time it is searching for Selenium by Bakkappa N. Then simply it will click on the channel name. Then it validates the title of the web page. Now the second test should get started with the different sets of test data. Now the second test started. See guys, it has searched for Selenium C by Bakkappa N. Now the third test should start, having the different sets of test data. See guys, it is searching for APIM by Bakkappa N. So till now we have executed 3 test scripts. Now the last test will start the execution. So last set of test data we are having is Cucumber BTT by Bakkappa N. See guys, it has searched for Cucumber BTT by Bakkappa N. So all the test cases got passed. And if I click on this test, See guys, it has executed the same test with the multiple sets of test data. So you can see the elapsed time also. It has taken the 41 seconds and 39 seconds, 37 seconds and 49 seconds. So that's all I am having guys. So if you have any questions, you can comment in the comment section. If you need a source code, also you can just comment in the comment section whatever the class or the project you need. So I'll try to share with you guys. Thank you very much for watching this tutorial.